Okay, so we have 5 people watching now. How's it going, guys? Can you just type something in the chat just so I can make sure everything is running fine? People watching now. How's it going, guys? Can you just type something in the chat just so I can make sure everything is running fine? People watching now. How's it going, guys? I can hear some echo, I think. Can you guys just type like a hello in the chat just so I can make sure everything's going good? Okay, all good, I think. Alright. Hey, Sanders, what's up? Hope all of you are doing pretty well. I'm sorry if this might be a very late time. Is it late for you guys? What time is it for you? Right now it's 10 p.m. for me. Nine p.m. Okay. I'm sure you guys have better stuff to do on a Sunday night. Maybe go out with your family or something. Thanks, Beta. Appreciate it. It's midnight. Okay. Alright, let's not take too long then. I'm thinking about clearing this chart completely. So let's delete everything. And we'll run a new analysis completely so that you guys can see how I go through this entire process and you'd understand a bit of how I basically run my analysis on things. So first of all, we had this main channel that we were trading in for pretty much the last 3 months now. And if we want to take into consideration the 56k bottom, then it looks like a descending channel. But most analysts, they'll look at it this way, as like a completely parallel channel, and this is like a fake out, which at the same time is kind of true, to be honest. Let me remove the indicators, so we just have the drawing itself. I just realized the chart looks weird. There's some candles missing. Oh, this is a 4-hour time frame. Let me go back to the 1 day. Okay. So realistically, the way I look at it, it's a descending channel like this. And why I look at it this way is because when we were also running the analysis for the entire week, I was looking at a breakout below this descending channel, which we did have within the same day, but it instantly got bought up here. We had a recovery almost to 57k. Now here's the thing. When you want to look at support and resistance, this to me is starting to look like an inverse head and shoulders, by the way. Something like this. And this is a bit of a delayed shoulder. I don't know, it's a weird shape, but I won't really count on it too much. But like I said, if you want to look at the proper resistance, you're looking for this here. This is the previous resistance that was broken. We had a bit of a consolidation for like a week here before breaking it. So this should be our short-term support for now at 52k. This is why I told you guys it's very possible that we might break down to 52k. Now yesterday we did go as high as 58k during the weekend, which is a bit surprising. We've had a lot of buying momentum happening over the weekend. But right now it seems like these gains are being lost just as quickly as we've gained them yesterday. So we're going back to around where we closed in last week. Now you do have to be careful, because if last week closed here and we open up anywhere below the closing price or above the closing price, there's going to be a huge CME gap. Basically what a CME gap is when the market closes at a certain price before the weekend, and then during the weekend there's a bit of volatility, the price might change, so you'll have it open at like a larger let me explain it differently. So imagine this is where the weekend closed, and this is where the week closed, and then the weekend closed here. Let's say, for example, we had a candle go as high as here. Okay, so you're gonna have this entire space here between this candle, where this candle closed, and this candle. This is going to be the gap right here, and this is going to be filled during the week, during trading hours. Now it seems like I said, the gap is going to be closed, because it seems like we're going to close today somewhere around this gap here. Even if it closes a bit higher, it's not too much of a move. I think it's just like 500 points, not even, like 300 points going down, and then we probably have a move to the upside. Now that's in the bullish case, which I don't think is actually going to happen. Here's the issue. Now when I'm trading, like live trading intraday, and I'm going for scalps, I always use this Bookmap. It's a very good site to use if you want to use it. So it's called Web Bookmap, and you could choose whatever time frame you want, and depending on what you select, you can see liquidity right here. These red points are liquidities, and then these bubbles show you the dominant buy or sell volume. So the green bubbles mean that the buyers are higher than the sellers, and the red bubbles mean that the sellers are higher than the buyers. And it shows you exactly how much volume is happening in terms of selling. So so this is the 10-minute. This is what I do when I'm scalping. But if we want to look at the 1-day time frame, you'll see that, actually no, not the 1-day, the 1 hour. You'll see that we have more selling bubbles than buying bubbles here, and especially when the selling bubbles are popping up, they're much larger than the buying bubbles. So we do for sure have a few whales that are buying at these prices, at these low prices, trying to get the discounts. But you still have a lot of whales also selling at the same time. Now I think this might be the German government, even though we did have news. I don't know who posted it on Telegram just today. Something about the German government rebuying Bitcoin. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. So Kazama actually posted this. Germany surprise 111 million Bitcoin buyback. So apparently they're buying back their Bitcoin, which doesn't make sense, but at the same time it looks like they're in on it in terms of the whale manipulation, because I told you this is going to happen when it comes to well, actually I told you this was happening earlier this week when I was trying to explain the market and what's actually going on. And I told you that the whales are inducing sell panics so that people will start selling, but then when people start selling, they're driving the price down. They're also putting the governments in a tight position where they want to sell as well so that they stay in profit. And the whales are buying back all this Bitcoin at lower prices. Now, the founder for Tron actually offered to buy the German government's crypto, and this guy should have a lot of money anyway from his project, basically. Purchase all BTC market in order to minimize the impact on the market. So a lot of people actually offered to buy the German Bitcoin just to remove the market. And I don't know if he's gonna hold it or sell it actually, but generally I'd expect him to hold it. But anyways, let's look at some market analysis, some technical analysis to determine what direction should we take in the market. In any case, like I said, there's a lot of selling about to happen. So right now I can see this as a resistance level at 60k because this was the support for, well, as long as we've known, this was a psychological support. And Bitcoin might attempt to break through towards the 60k. It will test it for resistance. This is really the major point here where we know if Bitcoin is going to continue its downward motion to 52k, or it breaks above 60k and then continues trading within this range here. So basically, in the bullish case, what we're expecting is something like this. Okay, and in the bullish case, we're expecting something like this. Possibly down as low as 48k, because that would be pretty much the previous resistance here, somewhere around 46k even. So these are the levels that we are looking at. Now we could do this in a different way. If you want to do Fibonacci, we go from the top to the bottom. Actually, no, this is not what we're looking for. Hold on. So yeah, pretty much somewhere around here. And I want to extend it. I have a preset for this. Okay. So in terms of Fibonacci, Fibonacci meets the same exact resistance we're looking at, somewhere around 48,600. That's why I told you guys, if 52k is broken, there's a high possibility that we're going down to 48k. Now, funny enough, the Fibonacci at 58,148, that got broken. Okay, we went below this, and we're actually retesting it for resistance. This is where we're probably going to get rejected. So for those following Fibonacci, which I think most people would be following Fibonacci because it's the most common indicator or the most common drawing in terms of finding support and resistance, they're looking at 58k as a resistance level, which we've had this weekend pump yesterday go up to this level, and then we've had a rejection now on the daily time frame. So if we do realistically 52k is the major support, because even on Fibonacci level you don't have a support below 58k other than the 48k level. So I think we're gonna have a bit of a consolidation at the top of this range, retesting the 58k. Now the more we test it, it's like breaking through a wall. The more you punch it, it's supposed to be weak. We're supposed to break above it. But in the case that we have a strong rejection, I'm expecting something like this. 52k support first, just because it's a psychological support in terms of, you know, previous resistance as a resistance flip. And if that is broken, then we're breaking down below that towards 48k. Let me take a look. Both scenario might have a scalp long. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, because right now we are at a major resistance level. That's exactly my point. When you're at a major resistance level, it's safer to take a short than to take a long. But especially when you have this consolidation at a resistance support flip level, it's very risky to take either trade because you don't know if this might be broken, if this resistance might be broken and we have a recovery, and you don't know if it's gonna be rejected and then you're gonna break down. So if I was to consider taking a position, I would maybe wait for a break above the resistance and then a support. So if we found support and it starts going back up again, this is where you enter here. Okay, so if it breaks the resistance, it's gonna go up to a certain level before going back down, retesting this resistance for support. So we flip it from resistance to support, and then when it starts to go back again, finding support, completing the reversal, you enter at the exact top where it went down to test the support for. That's generally how you trade properly instead of gambling, basically, because you could probably take a 125x leverage immediately from this level here, and you could be right, but at the same time you could be very, very wrong, and you could lose a lot of money. So if in another case where this week we broke down completely to 52k, it's safe to open a long from 52k, because I think even if we break the support on 52k, going as low as 48k, we shouldn't go lower than 48k. So if you're going to take a swing long, your stop loss is going to be somewhere around 45k at least. You know what I mean? But generally, you should be patient, because if 52k is broken and we go down to 48k, you would have lost an opportunity at the 4,000 point change to take a long at a much lower level. And like I said, you can't guarantee 52k is going to hold. You probably can't even guarantee 48k is going to hold. You know what I mean? 48k might be lost and we might enter a bear market. Now, I highly doubt that, of course, because again, we are in a bull market, and I believe this is most likely the the bear trap, pardon. And I sent this chart to you guys here on the Telegram channel. This chart, remember? So you have the takeoff, and we had this during the ETFs. The first sell-off, which I think is definitely happening here because this is the top, I would say, of this takeoff, and it's a very long range, considering this is a very long range here. So this major selling that's happening, this corrective selling, I think this might be the bear trap. Because if you want to look at it this way, the real consolidation is only in this range right here. Here it was choppy. Like every week there was a 2 weeks down, 1 week up, 1 week down, 2 weeks up, 2 weeks down, 1 week up. Like this is major choppiness. But here we've had 2 consecutive weeks of just selling. Another week of consolidation, and then the week after that was selling. It was just continuous selling. The entire time it was descending price action. Here it was choppy. This is what you call the consolidation. But everything here, this was just selling. This was just a downtrend. So I think this might be the bear trap. It's going to be very accurate, very hard to accurately pinpoint where exactly that bottom is going to be. So best thing you could do is just wait. You could spot buy here. It's always safe to spot buy. It doesn't matter when you spot buy, because eventually we know Bitcoin is reaching highs as high as 100k. So anywhere buying here at 60k, 57k, waiting for 52k or 48k, you could buy at all 3 of these levels. And that's what I fully intend to do, and this is what I told you on the Telegram group as well. Yeah, you could do that. If it broke 52k, you could set your stop loss at 45k, but then again, remember that your leverage, if you're gonna go in futures, your leverage should be no more than 3x. Because if you want to hold that long of a swing, that high risk of a swing, I wouldn't go for more than 3x. Because if the price just continues to go down and we actually enter a real bear market, you'd be losing a lot of money all the way from 52k down to 45k. That's a 7,000 point change. That's why I suggest to wait. Let's wait and see what happens. Safest thing you can do is open along at 52k and just wait for it to trigger, or spot buy at 52k and then wait. Okay, if we find support at 52k and 52k is the bottom and we start to reverse from here, you're still entering a very nice long somewhere around 58k, let's say. Like if we found support at 52k, we broke above 58k, that should be your entry level for a long. So you'd be entering a very nice position here where your stop loss is going to be 52k and your entry is going to be 58k and your take profit is going to be like somewhere around 72k. Okay, or let's say, just to be safe, your TP1 is going to be at 70k. And you can continue holding the swing as long as 85k or 90k. Because if we do break out of this range, that is the target right now. It's somewhere around 90k, like right around here. Yeah, same applies to altcoins. Same applies to altcoins. Altcoins are bleeding much more faster than Bitcoin and ETH. Like if you look like Bitcoin right now, it's down almost 2% today. And if we look at, for example, Aave, it's down almost 4%. Solana is down 4%. When the Solana is down 4%, you know that alts are also going to go down 4% because Solana is one of the major coins to buy into alts. Same thing goes with Ethereum, and Ethereum is down 2.75%. TRB is down 9% almost. SSV is down not so bad, but I think if we look at SSV, it's already gone down a lot. Like look at this major gap here. It went from $42 down to 27. This is ridiculous. And at some point we did try to scalp it or swing it, and we scored some profit here at 42 before it starts reversing. ENS down almost 7%. One day dropped huge. Alts were bleeding like crazy. Dash down almost 3%. ING, SPEC down 8%. I think SPEC is easily a continuous short, to be honest. When will altcoin bull start? It should start right about now. How do you know when altcoin season starts? It's when you look at the Bitcoin dominance. You have to look at the total crypto coin market. What the fuck? Okay. Okay, this is interesting. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't opened this in probably 3 days. Last I remember it was around 54%. This is very interesting, guys. Okay, so what I was expecting was, since Bitcoin was selling a lot, was you'd actually find this chart continue going down towards the 53%, because that would mean the liquidity in the market is shifting from Bitcoin towards alts. Generally, the total crypto market cap has gone down, but it seems like the selling is mostly happening in alts and people are focusing a bit more on Bitcoin right now, which I find very, very interesting and confusing, because Bitcoin is down to 57k, but the dominance increased. That's actually very interesting. Let's look at the total market cap actually. So this is the total 3. Yeah, it's gone down. It's gone down from 720 billion to 550 billion. That's very strange to see, that Bitcoin dominance is still that high when the market cap has gone down. I don't know, guys. I'm confused. I'm very confused. I mean, that would explain why the alts are down that much, to be honest. There's some alts that have gone up, like Avo is up almost 9% today. It's gonna retest previous support levels. Notcoin is up 15% over the weekend. Meme coins are down like Peep. I don't know, guys. I'm very confused right now. I was expecting alt season to start. Hmm. Well, here's the thing. If Bitcoin dominance is high that up, I would expect that right now is actually the perfect time to spot buy altcoins. Because you'd be buying at extremely low prices. If you just hold it for a long time, and when I say long time, I mean like a month at least. If you hold it for around a month and at least wait for the Bitcoin dominance to go back down to levels like 53k around here or 54%, um, they should pump quite a bit and make some money. But realistically, alt season starts when Bitcoin is selling. So it has to meet two conditions. Bitcoin is selling a lot, and then the second condition is that while Bitcoin is selling, you'd find its dominance also collapsing. That means the liquidity is increasing in terms of alts compared to Bitcoin itself. But it seems like the entire market is selling right now, and people are exiting alts, including Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down, but for some reason, yeah, I don't know. Very, very strange, guys. In any case, this short position, I did get stopped out of this because I moved my stop loss towards a tight stop loss somewhere around here, close to my entry. And I did get stopped out, but I do think it will have to continue down as low as 52k. Which chart is this? Oh yeah, this is my main chart. Okay. Um, so I still think, yeah, it should go down as 52k. You're starting to collect Mina. What is Mina? Let me check this out. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty old coin. It's not that new. Okay, so you're pretty much collecting it at a demand zone at the moment, which is good. It is in a demand zone. Now, in the case it pumps, it could go just as high as 1.7, or at least as high as 0.89 now, because it does look on the longer time frame, it's just in a continuous downtrend, and it has some losing interest here. But you are pretty much buying at the lowest possible prices, and I think that if you do want to exit, you'd probably exit somewhere around this previous support level now turned resistance. So actually, let me use the horizontal ray. So you'd exit somewhere here at 0.7. FET ASI render on the Kadeco. What's Kadeco? I haven't seen that before. Kadeco. What's the acronym for Kadeco? Let me Google it. That's an entire blockchain. Let me look at the market cap. That's not a nice tweet here, guys. um, I don't know, man. It looks very suspicious. I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's a good investment at all. You can't just go into coins and just buy them just because you see they're at low prices. You have to look at their backstory, check out their information, see what the project is behind the coin, and see if that project is sustainable to know that the coin might recover or not. This Kadeko that you're looking at, it's an entire blockchain. So it's like Bitcoin, it's like Ethereum, and it's like Solana. And you see how there's like other tokens based on that blockchain, like Bitcoin has a token on its blockchain like Rune. Rune is a token that's like on Bitcoin. Ethereum has a bunch of cryptos that are built on its blockchain, like layer ones, layer twos, some security systems, some AI. Solana has a lot of meme coins built on those blockchains. This doesn't have any coins. It has one called Bialexi, but the reserve data is unavailable. That doesn't make sense. There's no coins being built on this blockchain. I don't suggest you invest in this whatsoever. And I think this might be valid. It's a scam. So no, avoid that completely. Um, let's take a look at the other stuff that you are talking about. So FET is a good choice. I like FET. I have it here. So FET is actually in demand zone right now. It's a very good time to invest. Um, you could invest in it now, or in the case that Bitcoin does continue selling, this is a second demand zone here. So somewhere around 0.76 or 0.55. If you want to invest, you could buy at both levels. So you could buy some here, just in case the rebound just continues immediately from here. Or you could also wait for this, but it might not happen. So you could just buy here, and if it continues going down, just buy more here, and then hold it and wait for it to go back up. Now here's the thing, I do expect that next week altcoins might start pumping again. Um, and if that happens, the dominance is going to decrease, which is going to bring alt season in much earlier than we think. But in that case, I do want to look at Ethereum. Ethereum is still in demand zone. Ethereum is just going to continue finding support at this level, guys. So I think, yeah, we have to look at Ethereum and Solana to guarantee when altcoins are going to start pumping. When Ethereum and Solana are bleeding more than Bitcoin, it's worrying. Except for the fact that Solana is almost meeting my prediction here. It sold a bit, found support at $120. It's going back up, but we need to see it actually go back up above $140. So far, it's still finding resistance at $140. Once it does go above this, it finds support here. That's when we guarantee alt season is definitely going to start. Now, if my prediction for this is going to pull true, that would also mean that Bitcoin is going to continue selling at least. We'll look at the liquidity in the combined order book in a second, but I want to see your recommendations first. So FET, okay, we've had Kava, Algo, and AI. ETHFi, okay. Let's do this one by one, guys, okay? So let me look at ASI first, ASI USDT. I haven't heard of this coin before. Interesting. And it's up almost 7% today. There is demand for this. Alt signals. Let me take a look at this. There's no information on its market cap. It does have a max supply, so it's deflationary. $5,000, 24-hour trading volume. I don't know, man. It's a weak coin. It's a weak coin. And so far in a 1 year time frame, it's down 12%. Is that the 1 year time frame? No, it's huh. I don't know. I wouldn't get into this personally. There's not too much data on this. Let me see some news about it actually. Is there any news? Since 4 months, it's up 100%. It's built on the Ethereum blockchain as well. Okay. It's still a fairly new coin then. It's a very new coin. You could take a risk. Wait, what? It will be the merge of Fetch, Singularity, and Ocean. You could get into this. You could get into this. It looks it's fairly new. I think it's just the fact that it launched at a very bad time in the market, considering the choppiness. But you could actually invest in this and probably sell it somewhere around 0.016. At least that looks like a previous support flipped resistance here. So this is a support resistance line. You could hold it up until this level. Buy maybe now or wait a little bit for some lower prices, because it seems like right here is the demand zone. It's I don't know. It's risky because there's not too much data on it. It's a fairly new coin, but it looks like probably a nice coin to invest in at the moment. Let's see, render. 3 of them merging already announced weeks ago. Can you guys send me the link on Telegram so I could take a look at it? Because I need some information on this project. Send it in public chat. In the meantime, let's take a look at the render. Okay, render has pretty much the same shape as Bitcoin, and I would highly suggest treating render exactly the same way you would treat Bitcoin. So right now is not a good time to get into anything. I would wait, because especially considering this right here is considered an all-time support, and render has technically broken down below this all-time support, now being rejected for resistance here. Its next support line is actually here somewhere at $3.53. Imagine you're looking at a $3.5 decrease or $3 decrease. That's a huge loss here. Either that or somewhere here at this resistance level. Except I don't see any support retest here. Considering that there is no support retest, it actually proves that it's very, very likely that this zone will have to be retested as support at some point. 5.26. If we want to buy into this, we would look at 5.26. I'm going to draw here a demand zone. Okay. Let's look at something. Traded Polymesh. Volatile says, okay, discuss this coin a bit and say, should I continue trading it, or we'll take a look at that. Okay. Wild and Ondo. I do have it saved here. Where is Wild? I'll search it in a bit. I do have Ondo saved though. Ondo is a coin I like. The problem is right now huge selling, minus 10% because Bitcoin is selling. But once Bitcoin recovers, we should revisit these levels very, very soon. I would very much recommend buying right now. It is at a support resistance flip right here. This is a very good level to buy right now if you want a spot hold. And Ondo is going to be a continuously uptrending project. It is a continuously uptrending project. If you look at it in its all-time time frame, it's just going up like Bitcoin. It's a very, very good coin to invest in. I would highly suggest it. I love it. That's why I have it saved here. Wild, on the other hand, let's look at Wild. It's in demand zone, and if we tried to take a long here, I think we did scalp it, and then got stopped out. To be fair, this is a nice time to buy. The only problem is I can't guarantee that this spike happens again. I'm not very sure about this, so I would stay away from it for now. You already have a couple good options. So you're looking at FET, ASI, those are good. Render is good, but you have to wait for it to drop down to 5.26 like we said. So wait for Bitcoin to go down, find support. Bitcoin goes 48k, then all altcoins will die. Not necessarily. If Bitcoin does go down to 48k, then you're talking about a midterm bear trap, and there it's Bitcoin is just going to continue choppy, being in a choppy consolidation. And during choppy consolidation, when the market is sideways, Bitcoin is boring, people tend to prefer altcoins. And that's why we saw altcoins pump massively in the previous 2 months, because Bitcoin was just stuck in the 60 to 70k range, which was very, very boring. That's when you see the Bitcoin dominance also decrease, I think. When Bitcoin is in a sideways trend, its dominance decreases because the liquidity in altcoins increases against Bitcoin. So yeah, there is a couple good options. So I would say ASI is good, Render is good, but wait for the bottom on Bitcoin, like follow Bitcoin's moves. That's how Render is going to be. Ondo is good. Kadeko, stay away from that because it looks like a very, very shit project. It's an entirely new blockchain and doesn't have any projects on it. Doesn't seem like there's a good team behind it. Let's look at Payda's recommendations. AI, Algo, and Kava. Okay, I must have AI somewhere here. Yeah, there we go. I don't know about AI, guys. It was in a demand zone. I did recommend spot buying at this point here. Or actually, no, it broke down this demand zone. I didn't recommend buying. I recommended buying here because it did seem like it's in a choppy consolidation at this nice support level. But it has broken down below the support level during the Bitcoin selling, and generally right now it seems like it's one direction is to go down. Like we could probably open a swing short here with a very high stop loss and just drag it all the way down to $0. Something like this. but we could also scalp it at 100x leverage and make a lot more money than holding a swing at 5x. So I don't know about AI. It seems like it's having a very hard time. Algo, let's look at Algo. You have some pretty interesting suggestions because I mostly follow main trending coins, and you guys like always bring out some weird stuff that I haven't seen before. Okay, so Algo. Highly decreased volume on Algo. Um, it seems like this is a short-term support, and it is sort of rebounding off of it. Here's the thing, this is a head and shoulders pattern, okay? And it's very hard to really estimate where Algo will find support if it did break down, because it is at its lowest levels. But I would expect it to probably go down to this, because that's the lowest level it was at. This is the level where it broke up into this head and shoulders pattern. So if it does break below the neckline of the head and shoulders, it could go as low as 0.08. So you'd probably open along here, put your limit buy somewhere around this level here. Yeah. We could short this. This is resistance here. This is a very nice short in case this level breaks down. So what we're waiting for this is a breakdown below the neckline, retest here, and a rejection. And we'll try and enter early here. Keep our stop loss very tight in case it reverses and actually goes back up and this is just a fake out. But if it goes nicely and we get this rejection, it would be a very nice profit. Let me see if I can save this. My list is probably full. No, it's not. Okay, we saved it. So we'll keep an eye on this. That's a nice recommendation. Thank you, Peda. Let's look at Keva. Okay. So what's really nice is that I've had this resistance line drawn and we've had a rejection here multiple times. It is at an all-time low, it seems. Yeah. So this was a major support level for the longest time during its bull run. And this entire time during the Bitcoin bull run, it's been trying to break through this previous support, now turned resistance. Just been trying to break through the support and failing. Considering it's at a new low, it's a very risky coin to enter. Now, if we do want to take a long, actually let's look at new support levels here. So this was previous support turned resistance now. We could take this for a scalp, or probably like a 3-day swing, I guess. Enter a long position here and take profit at 0.54 at the retest, and just keep a very tight stop loss right around where this wick down happened. Usually when I see wicks like these, I don't like it, because it means that the wick might have to be filled again, which you always see happening here. So we could enter along here. Well, your name is paid on YouTube, man. You could change the username. It's confusing. Um, but yeah, like I said, you could enter along here, or you could wait for the price to possibly go down to the where this wick went down here at 0.31, and take the long here, and try and keep your stop loss at a 3-to-1 ratio is a good profit margin, I would say. So yeah, pretty much around here. This would be, I wouldn't really call this a scalp, more like a swing, because it could take longer. But yeah, that looks like a possible good trade. Possible good trade. Let's see. Pollux. Let's look at Pollux. Pollux seems like a very volatile coin. No clear support and resistance levels. Like this here, this was a previous resistance. It should be considered support. I think it barely found support here. Like this? No, I don't know. It should have found support differently. Like this is very, very weird. It just broke down completely. It is finding support at this level here. Generally, your demand zone is pretty much here. What is Pollux? Let's take a look at Pollux. What's it called? Polymesh coin. $17 million in 24-hour trading volume is pretty good, actually. Max supply is infinite. I don't know about Polymesh, man. Polymesh is very confusing. Because see, I guess it is kind of following a support level around here. But if it breaks down, it could go as low as $0.15. So if you're looking to invest in it, probably wait until here. But even then, I would continue watching my portfolio on this, because it might just continue lower. It looks like a dying project, and this might be just like a pump because of hype. But yeah, you could either spot buy a bit here and a bit here, or just wait completely until it goes back here and then wait. Like this would be a very long-term investment, not short-term whatsoever. ETHFi, let's look at ETHFi. What the fuck? Okay. What's going on here? ETHFi was supposed to be a very good project. Now it's just bleeding like crazy. It broke its all-time support here. And all this happened last week? What the heck? It could go lower. It could very easily go lower. We do have a V shape here, which is weird. I don't know. ETHFI is confusing. Let me see if there's any news on this. March 20 doesn't explain much. Yeah, ETHFI looks like a dying project, guys. Which is very, very strange because ETHFI actually had a pretty good team behind it. ETHFI, it's just I think the only reason ETHFI would be selling is because Ethereum is selling. That's the only thing that makes sense. Because ETHFI is a staking network, like it's a DeFi token for staking ETH. And the only thing that would make sense is people liquidating their ETH from the stakes. I don't know. I don't know how this shit works, to be honest, guys. Um, it will go 100. Well, I'm not sure. I would wait for Ethereum to recover. And right now it looks like a very, very scary thing for ETHFI. You bought at 3.4, that's very, very bad. You bought at a very high level. You're talking about here. This was resistance. You bought at resistance level, man. Why are you doing that? Yeah, I don't know. You might be in very, very bad shape. But look, this is a resistance level, okay? And it will have to be retested at some point. So if it makes it back up to $3.1, which it should eventually, I would suggest selling at 3.1. Okay, let's look at ETH. Sorry, PEEP. PEEP, PEEP, PEEP. PEEP is very confusing. Okay, because it did break out of this downward trend line here, and this was supposed to be the first of a major pump that was coming here from this ascending triangle, and it just continued to sell just because of how bad the market is behaving. Funny enough, it is very, very reciprocated by Bitcoin's movements. The doji here, the nice pump in the weekend, and the dump right now with the Bitcoin dump. A bit of consolidation and choppiness. I think if Bitcoin recovers, PEEP should recover as well. It should very much recover, because right now it is still finding somewhat of a support on this descending channel. It just needs to get back up above 0.011. But I would say you could wait until it probably goes as low as 0.005, and then you could buy more here. But I can't guarantee if because this would be a very long-term investment. You're talking about at least 2 months here to see any gains on your investment. And I'm not sure if the meme coin trend will last as long as that. It probably will, just because we have the US elections in September, and the US elections have a lot of meme tokens running around that as well, and Peep is right now considered the king of the meme tokens. So it's very, very possible that um, it might recover. If you're asking me because you're already holding Peep, then just keep holding, I would say. Keep holding and then wait until it goes back high as let me see what this uptrend channel looks like here. So this is just an estimation, purely intuition. I don't know. Um, this looks like a very possible movement for a meme token. I don't think it would go as high as 0.023, but you could hold it up at least until this previous resistance level here. This is a nice support resistance level. So you could hold it as high as 0.013 and sell here. Okay. Unless you bought at this level, then you would be pretty much selling at no loss and no profit. Alright, so I don't think there's any more requests in the chat. Until you guys do have any requests, I do want to look at some specific details for Bitcoin. Just so we're going to do this week, in case there is anything that we can do this week. Okay, when it comes to the order book, I prefer looking at the spot because futures follows the spot when the spot price is leading the futures. And right now it seems like there's a very clear resistance at 60k. But the levels here are very, very low, it seems. I guess everyone's sold already. And people just want to exit at entry, maybe. There's practically no support anymore here. So if next week opens, it might open and we might see continuous selling. If the selling pressure does continue, starting tomorrow, we're only going to find support somewhere around 55k. The next support after that is at 54. There's some buying volume at 53. People very much like these rounding numbers. And yeah, the biggest major support right now is at 50k. So we could very much open up a swing short on Bitcoin. It's risky to enter right now, specifically, like I said, but it is at resistance, to be fair. If this resistance is broken, we could just have a very tight stop loss. And let me look at the other chart, the new analysis that we did. I do want to remove a couple things just because it's very, very annoying. Okay, there we go. So since it's at resistance now, it would have been very, very much safe to open a swing short at 58k here. Stop loss would be 6,500 and take profit 52k. So that's almost a 2.4 risk to reward ratio. Now if we do enter here, I would wait for Monday. I expect a little bit of a pump Monday. They're going to try and retest the resistance. And in the next rejection from here, that's where we could enter a very nice short. Set a first take profit at the support of the descending channel right here. So that would be our TP1 and TP2 around 52 So the support is like around 52,500. Let's take it a bit higher. Let's take it towards this wick down here at 53,300. That's a very nice short here. 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio is very, very good. What's block dag? I don't know, man. It looks like a an ETH project, but it seems fairly new because it's not listed on exchanges. I don't know. It's a layer 1. It doesn't have any information, man. It's not listed yet. Pre-sale. Well, 56 million dollars. Crypto mining. That's interesting UI for the website, except it's a bit broken. Okay, there we go. So, gear up for another mining run. Okay, so basically you're just mining on this app, and then you can sell it when it gets listed on a blockchain. Is that what you're doing? Do I have any open position? No, I closed all my positions. I was focusing mainly on Bitcoin, just because Bitcoin's movements are easily predictable because we have a lot of data to look at in terms of, the global order book and the liquidity. Um, but then again, because alts were bleeding heavily, we could have opened shorts on alts, but some alts are very unpredictable. Like we saw, there's some alts that are pumped over 10% today. It's very, very risky. So I'm just waiting and seeing what's happening in the market right now. It's very unsafe to open any positions. Otherwise, I would have posted it on the Telegram group by now. Like, you guys know all trades that I enter, or at least if I see any nice trades and I can't enter them, but generally any trades, I'd post them immediately here. But so far, no, I don't see any good trades to post. Especially when it comes to Solana, for example. Solana's just chopping in this range right here. Ethereum is heavily oversold now. I think it's just gonna chop here for the next few days. Okay. This is very interesting, guys. Yeah, I'm tired. I've been out pretty much the whole day. I had to go to the funeral as well. I only got back home pretty much like an hour before I opened the stream, which is why I told you I might be late. Took me some time to set up the stream, but I had that figured out. Let's take a look at a few things first, and then we'll end the stream. So far, I've pretty much minimized the highest liquidity concentrations so that we can focus on the highest concentrations. The highest concentrations right now are at 51,700 in terms of long positions. Short positions, they go as high as 60k. Okay, so really hard to figure out. Let's go back here again. So we can focus on short-term liquidity. So we have some short-term liquidity at 58,200. This is why I'm telling you guys I'm expecting a pump on Monday. Grab the liquidity for these very high leverage shorts, and then it's going to continue down to this highly concentrated liquidity pool for longs at 54k. So let's not enter any positions. Wait and see what happens tomorrow morning. If we have this pump up to 58,300 around here, or 58,200, we can open a short from these positions. So pretty much the same analysis that I gave you here. This is what we're looking at. And in terms of targets, let's see if we can confirm the target somewhere around 54,000 exactly. And then there's some liquidity, a lot of liquidity somewhere around these levels here, 51,740. If we do go as low as these levels. We could take a swing short like this. And we just probably have to hold it 2 or 3 days, not more. If that happens, we could swing short on Solana as well. Ethereum probably as low as 2,866. So that's the fib level there. So we'd hold this probably down as low as 127, 128 before exiting the short. In terms of alts, I don't know guys, it's very scary here. It's a bloodbath, literally a bloodbath. Not as very surprising. I don't understand why it's pumped this much over the weekend. Almost 20% yesterday, and right now it's at 15% with a major wick to this upside. See, if this closes like this right now and we still have this wick, we could probably open a long position up to that wick here. As a TP1, stop loss right around here. So this would be TP1, TP2, like here maybe. Or we could just scalp this. Let me take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, we could just scalp it. It's not that worth it though. Not too much gain here. Avo's interesting. Avo is closing above support right now. This is a very good spot to open a long on Avo right now. At least up until this level maybe. For TP1, TP2 around here. This looks like a very nice long, guys. Be the table. I mean, if you want to open a market, you'd have to own most of the coins, because how are you gonna buy and sell? How are you gonna trade these coins with your clients? You have to be holding some of these coins yourself. That's how it works. So you have to have a lot of money and buy some coins. You could open a market with only altcoins, but I doubt people will open your market just for that. It wouldn't make sense. I think that's pretty much it for today, to be honest. We've discussed a lot. I do want to take a look at one thing actually. Because it's not enough to only rely on your analysis most times. So it's very, very nice to look at your, like other people's analysis. So I'm gonna open up Twitter and see their analysis. There's some memes here, guys. There's some really funny memes. So either it pumps and we get a Lamborghini, or it dumps and we go back to working McDonald's. There's some bearish predictions here. This is too extreme. No, 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 I don't think this will happen. This is too extreme. Um, I mean, judging by the fact that 54k is the lowest price level where we have very high buy orders, it's quite possible that this might be a valid scenario, which is why I'm thinking like maybe we put a long on 54k or just use it as another price level for more spot buys. I do have some money saved up on the side. I'm just waiting to see if I'd buy it at this current level right now, or maybe wait for Bitcoin to go down at lower prices, because it's still possible it might go down lower. Um, if I'm wrong, I'll just buy at 60k when it goes up. I mean, from 60k to 70k, it's still pretty much a good amount of money, you know. Um, they realize they can print euro but not Bitcoin. I An inverse head and shoulder pattern here. One-hour time frame. Let's take a look at that. Um, it is possible. The neckline's already drawn here by the midline segment of the descending channel. So if we do have something like this, wait, let me think of at least what the target could be. So from the neckline up to the head, if we have a breakout around here, we could go back up to 62k. So we're looking at something like this. This here would be the shoulder, this here would be the head, and this would be the second shoulder. It's a possible scenario. That depends. We have to see if that neckline will be broken or not. Which at the moment it doesn't seem likely. Cup and handle. I don't know. Yeah, see, this is what I was telling you guys. Wick in the 1-day time frame, very likely to get filled. Most likely we're gonna go down as low as 53k at some point, just to fill this wick. So I guess that's pretty much the analysis for today, guys. Unless you have anything else you want to do. I'm pretty much done and I'm freaking exhausted. I would love to go to sleep right now. No problem, bro, no problem. Just waiting to see if any of you guys have anything else you want to check out before I end the stream. Alright, guys. Yep, thanks for watching. I guess that's pretty much it for today then. We'll see if we can do this again next week. Maybe there's going to be a little bit more stuff happening. Thinking about maybe opening a live during the report, when the report comes out. Because that should be a very interesting time to see how the market moves. And we could probably take some trades live. I was thinking about maybe opening some live stream sessions while I was trading, just so you could see how I take my positions and stuff, you know, do my strategies, stuff like that. Yeah, no problem, guys. You're welcome. We'll discuss this over Telegram. I'll announce it probably, and we'll see if we do that or not. Well, anyways, I hope you guys have a good night then. Glad you enjoyed the stream. and I'll see you guys when I see you, I guess. Um, Sometime around next week, we'll see if we stream the CPI and PPI.